And can I get a motion to open the meeting, please?
Motion.
Angelo and Mike, fantastic. All in favor? Aye. Okay,
Aye.
fantastic. Did I do that right this time, Dan? You're muted again.
Absolutely, you're doing it's super
It only took me how many times to get that right?
once.
Yeah, you're too kind. Okay, so I'm so happy we can meet because I just really I thought it was really nice to just be able to get everybody, updated with what's going on. I'm going to go a little out of order and start with the flyer. The flyer went out in the Mamaroneck Village's newsletter. I think it was fantastic. I wanted to thank everybody so much for all their hard work, especially Simon, who started it off and really just gave us that template to kind of work off of. And George Latimer had poked his head in at the last meeting that didn't happen. But then he asked me to send him the flyer, which I did. And I hope everybody saw Robert's email that it was part of a county meeting. So for Westchester County. So that flyer could potentially be used by other communities, which I thought was just fantastic that at least, they thought it was good. And I thought it was really informative. I do not know when it will be able to go out in like a mailing. I don't know when the next mailing is for the village, but at least it's out in the newsletter. It's on the website. So it's out there and that's a good thing. So I don't know if anybody has any questions about the flyer and how, what else is going on, but that's all I know for the moment. Dan, I don't know if you know when the next mass mailing would be that would be able to go in, because I don't think they sent out the garbage and recycling one.
I think they're doing it electronically at the moment. I don't know when the next mailing, they're trying to save money where they can, so I don't know when the next mailing is. But whatever it is, it will go in it. At least that's what I've been told.
Perfect. Okay, that's fantastic. Also, do you know if there have been any reported sightings?
There's been one reporting sighted at Beach Point. Everything else has been quiet. There's been no adverse or aggressive behavior anywhere that anybody has reported.
Great. I know I can tell you that.
I was very upset that they didn't pay their dues, however.
I know people do see them pretty regularly down in Greenhaven, that people who kind of live near the preserve over there. I have a friend personally over there who, she sees a lot of deer herds, and she also mentioned that, that they regularly see coyotes as well. So they are still around, which is good for the environment, obviously for balancing, the ecosystem and everything. But it's good that we haven't had any adverse reports of anything. Angela, what about over where you live? Because I know that was just such a big haven where you guys were seeing them all the time.
Been very, very quiet. Haven't seen anything. And I'm out all hours of the night, early in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning with the dog. Nothing. Haven't seen anything. Oh, nor has any neighbors told me they've seen anything.
Well, good. That's good that it's quiet. I think there definitely seem to be in the areas where we expect them to be, like by the preserves and more the creeks and things like that. So That's good that it's been quiet, especially since, with mating season.
Right. I have noticed on Ring that that they've been over by like Wingfoot and over in Mamaroneck up the hill over there. So, but nothing in this area. At least I haven't seen anything.
Okay. Mike, how did the Coyote poster contest go? That was up where the entries were due, right? Has that been finalized? Did that finish? Were there a lot of
we left that up to Dara Goodman, and I think the PTSA put it out. So I have to check in with Jen Sousa.
Oh, okay.
And find out through PTSA. I mean, honestly, the focus right now has been on getting the full return plans set.
Right. Yeah.
So, but I can follow up with Jen because I was talking to her the other day. I'll just put coyotes on my coyote contest on my agenda and ask her.
Okay, I was just curious. I thought it was just,
Yeah, no follow up since I know it went out. So it went out first. A flyer went out that Dara Goodman put together. I think there were a couple of errors or something, and it got retracted by PTSA.
Okay.
And they fixed it and they resent it out. And then a couple of kids said they were interested. I heard in the very empty hallways, half a hallways of
Yeah.
kids. And then I think things just got reshifted for me that I haven't really asked about it, So I can ask Dr. Latinsky about the middle school as well, because we just announced who won the spring fair logo. So it's like
Yes, I saw that.
one art contest at a time, I think, at
Yeah.
this point. But I'll check. I'll follow.
I know my daughter submitted for that Coyote flyer contest, of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
She handed hers in. It was like a couple weeks ago. They were
Oh,
due.
so there you go. Look at that.
Yeah, they were
Simon.
due. I know my wife was trying to push my daughter to do it.
We know, Simon, you didn't give her any help, right? No,
No, not at all. There was no
hints,
no
no
parental involvement.
insider trader information.
Well,
Christine,
we pulled up the village website. She used that as a
So yeah, so I tried to talk my kids into it. Neither one are interested. I have to get them off the playing games thing and then homework. But what I would say is just to, because it's a great idea, I love it. I just think that it needs to be finalized by someone so that I'm sure it's not going to be full of content, but we just have to make sure anything that's on the poster is definitely appropriate and true to content, true to what the message that we're trying to put forth, basically.
yeah, totally understand. Like to make sure that, what the kids have submitted is actually factual, right?
Right.
Got it. Okay.
I texted Jen, so maybe I'll get an answer. See what happens.
Okay. Okay. The $1 million question. Has anybody read the minutes that I sent at the last meeting? And anybody have any corrections?
I did read them. They looked good to me.
Yeah.
They look
I
fine.
did.
No, they looked fine. I read them, that they were fine.
Okay. So Dan, I have to do a motion to approve the minutes, right?
Absolutely.
Can I get a motion to approve the December minutes? Anyone? Angelo, a second. Christine, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to officially approve those December minutes. And then Christine actually has agreed to take the minutes. So Christine, whenever you type them up and send them out, and we can then review them and approve them at the next meeting. I don't really have anything else on the agenda. That's not true. Dan, is there any update on that map that they were working on, or are they still working on it? I know that there aren't really that many reports coming in, so I don't really know how interactive the map would be, but are they still working on it, or is it on hold right now?
Conceptually, yes. Actually, it's not slipping by the wayside. They're just, COVID is creating problems in terms of getting time.
Absolutely understandable. I don't know how utilized it will be. Because it's hard to get people to go on the village website, I find,
I understand that. And one of the things that we're trying to do is get people to call in so
Right.
it could be put on. But
Right.
there's been so little activity, there hasn't been, that hasn't gotten very far. But I will follow up on that for our next meeting.
Okay, great. So that was the last agenda item. And does anybody have anything else they want to bring up or discuss? Have any concerns or questions or anything like that?
Well, I guess I have a question that just popped into my head. If we see people posting on social media about sightings, should we take it upon ourselves to forward that and have that reported to the map if we're trying to fill this thing out? Or does that just not make sense?
I'm sorry, Simon, I missed part of that. If somebody is reporting sightings in social media and they're not reporting them to the village, anybody can report them to the village. But
so we could, if we happen to come across.
You need the location as specific as possible, but you can't just simply say Oriental or Shore Acres, because there's no way you could put it on the map that way. But even, whatever information you can have, call the village manager's office, they will take it down and we will get it on a map one way or another.
Okay, that was a good question because, yeah, and it would have to be specific, like, what street, so they can actually kind of pinpoint it to give people an idea because like Dan said, Orient is pretty big, like neighborhoods are pretty big, so.
But, the good news is there isn't much activity, which is great. But if it, starts to come up again, we need to try and educate more. I don't know whether the schools are going to distribute the flyers or not, but that's something, and continue the education program. But I think that's important to do with the kids.
That's actually a really good point. Mike, would the schools be able to backpack them home? That would get a paper copy in the hands of a lot more people before it goes out in like a mass mailing, because we all know not everybody reads things online and not everybody reads the village newsletter. But if they have a paper going home in a school folder.
We are distributing report cards on the 23rd. So it could be a good idea. I can bring it to, I'll talk to Eric and Tara and then see if they're amenable to it and get back to you by tomorrow.
We don't want to encroach upon the school.
I report to the group, I guess.
Yeah. We don't want to encroach upon the schools, but to the extent that everybody can be proactive, I think it's a great approach to life.
Yeah, no, I mean, as long, I think we're okay with distributing it as long as I talk to Barbara, Eric, and then Tara down the line and just get back to the group. I couldn't see why we wouldn't send it. As long as we're getting the copies given to us, we would distribute.
Okay. So if you can get back to Carrie or myself, as quickly as possible, because the 23rd is coming up, and if we're going to have it reproduced, we can do that quickly.
And Tina too, Mike.
And we would need to know how
the video that was offered to us by Latimer, if there was anything being started with that.
I don't know. I did not follow up on that. But I'll talk with Carrie and we'll see where that is.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, there you are. We gave you a big homework assignment.
I don't know what just happened. I got bumped off the Zoom. Did anybody else get bumped?
Everybody did.
Yeah,
Everybody did. We all
Okay.
got kicked off.
The internet probably went out in the building, for a moment, and that disconnected everybody. So, guys, technology is one of those things. So the only thing that happened before you came back on was the question of Latimer's offers of the video, and is anybody following up on that?
Oh, well, that is a good question because then, Dan, as you know, LMC TV reached out. So I had a little video conference with LMC TV and they are putting out a video. So I don't know that we need necessarily to do one with the county if we want to wait and see what the LMC TV infomercial looks like. That might be sufficient.
Super.
So I'm waiting to see what that's going to look like. I have no idea if I'm going to be in it. I hope not. I do not like to be on TV. But
you're very photogenic.
Thank you. But I'm looking forward to seeing it. I thought it was a really nice meeting and I can't wait to see what they put together. So, other than that, I don't have anything else.
Then you need a motion to adjourn.
Can I have a motion to adjourn? Angelo, Simon, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Just so everybody knows in the future, I try and sign on early. So if anybody has trouble signing on, Carrie, if, you can't get on, you can always try. I try and get on at least 20 minutes earlier than, we're supposed to be scheduled, sometimes a half an hour. I don't sit in front of the computer. I just leave it on so people can try and get in, but I do leave the audio on. So if somebody is having a problem and can yell at me, I will come back on.
Hope no one scares you. Yelling as if you're not there. I do that to my sister. I drop in on the Echo show and I'm like, hello, anyone home? Anyway, meeting adjourned. And I just want to say again, thank you guys so much for showing up tonight. I do really enjoy our little meetings more than anything, just because I like seeing everybody. But I appreciate everybody's input and everybody's help. And Mike, in with the principals and the flyer, please include Tina as well, so that
Yeah,
we don't-
well, they're not distributing report cards. It's only elementary. So then I just have to ask them if they're okay with distributing it. So I'll get back to you as quick as I can.
Awesome. All right.
I'll send
Thank
an
you,
email when I
everybody.
get off. Okay.
Thank you all.
Thanks.
Bye,
Have a
everybody.
great
Have a
night.
great
Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.